Hello guys and welcome to another video. In this video I am going to outline how you can eliminate all of your internal problems in 90 minutes. It's something that we call the level 10 meeting. Before we kick in or dive in, if you don't know who I am, my name is Sven. I'm the co-founder at Blinked. Together with my other co-founder and our team, we help software development companies to massively increase their revenue, reduce their sales cycles, remove founders from sales, improve overall sales performance, set up client acquisition systems, and overall getting control of your own growth. So for this video, I think everyone is familiar with hopping on tens of meetings on a weekly basis. The meeting could have been an email, could have been a Loom video, could have been a Slack update, and at the end of the meeting everyone hops off and is like, okay, what the hell did we did on this meeting? What information was discussed? Why were we even here? And this meeting was far from productive. I think that is familiar for everyone, and there is a good way to solve it. It is something that we have been doing internally for, I think it's 6 to 9 months right now, and this is really helpful, and this gives a lot of clarity, and clarity gives confidence, and confidence produces results. So this is a very good way to align everyone internally and to actually have an overview and one structure in place to make sure that every meeting is useful and productive. So you're not going into different types of meetings with different types of agendas, but you save all of your problems essentially, like during the week, save all of your problems for one meeting, insert it into the template that you use, and then on a weekly basis, on a set day and a set time, you are going into the level 10 meeting and you are going to solve all of the problems that you have collected during the week. So what this does is that you take away the hassle of, okay, there's a small problem right now and we're going to dive right into it, waste a lot of time on it. Essentially, you usually don't really solve the problem, you just talk about it a lot, but it doesn't get solved. And that is just a waste of time, because then you need to do more time on solving it, or it just doesn't get solved, and like it works out to this big thing whilst it doesn't have to be. So again, this meeting gives you a standard and set out structure on how to do a productive and useful meeting. You can take away this template and please try it. Actually, it takes a few goes before you really see the value in it and before you're familiar with it, as everything in life, of course. But definitely implement this whilst doing it more and more and more. You'll get better at it and better at solving problems, but I'll get into that later on. So the agenda of the meeting itself, what we do, we have a table of content which is going through good news. So everyone, and you do this with your executive team, so it could be your CEO, CTO, CMO, whatever, people on the executive team that have a good saying in day-to-day business operations, essentially. So you kick off with good news. Everyone on the meeting shares some good news, could be personal, could be business related, and this is just to get the mood right and kick off with quickly run through this good news and just have some fun and be in the moment, be present. It could be okay, I played a great game of tennis, my kids, graduated, and we closed a new big client. Just overall run through this very quickly, very briefly, but set the tone right for this meeting. Review the company KPIs. So you internally usually have your KPIs set, so the things that you need to track and need to frequently review in order to decide if you are on track for hitting your goals and for actually staying on track itself. So review that within those 5 minutes and check that you are still all aligned on them, and check if you are en route to actually hit your KPIs. Then we have the quarterly goals, and you can dig into the quarterly goals that you have. So what usually happens is, for ourselves, for example, together with a level 10 meeting, and this comes from the EOS methodology, you have your 90-day rocks. And the rocks are things that you need to, you boil them down to the most important things that you definitely need to hit within the next 90 days in order to hit your 12-month goal, for example. So you have a 12-month goal, which will be broken down into 4 90 days rocks, as they like to call them. and you need to hit these rocks at the end of the quarter in order to progress to the next quarter and then hit them again, so that you ensure that you hit them or that you hit your 12-month goal essentially. So go through your quarterly goals and the quarterly rocks that you have set out for your company. Customer headlines, again, very briefly, very quickly, everyone throws something in. It could be wins, losses, or anything that you want to share about a specific customer. We usually do it for every customer just to check if we're all like aligned on this went wrong, this went well, this is what we need to optimize on. Some like clients might have specific requirements or requests for a certain week, and then this gives you like the opportunity to outline that and to communicate to the rest of your executive team. Then you review last week actions items. So based on the problems that you are going to solve, you will have action items. And this is why you get deep on actually solving problems instead of just discussing them. You will have actual action items that you would need to implement on in order to solve the problem. So go ahead, and if you're implementing it for the first time, that's not doable, of course. But if this is like the second time, go ahead and watch or go through the action items of last week. See if you have properly solved them and if you can progress within to this week. Because if you outline action items and solve problems but don't actually like do the action items, then of course you're not going to solve your problems. Then the IDS, identify, discuss, and solve. This is the biggest part of this meeting, and this is also where you are going to find the most value by far. So during the week, you can collect problems and insert them into here. But what you can also do is, if you don't really have collected a lot of problems, just go ahead and have a think about, okay, what are the biggest problems going on within our business right now, and why do we need to solve them, and how are we going to solve them? So you are going to get probably a big list of problems that you need to solve, or problems that are timely within or topical within the business right now. What you need to do is, if you have inserted all of the problems in here, you are going to prioritize them based on the impact that they have on the business right now. So make a list, like you can in Notion, you can drag and drop and just easily prioritize them on, okay, what definitely needs to be solved and what is more on the lower end. What we do is you throw a lot of problems in here, then we do one quick, because it could be that you have two problems that you formulate differently but that are like the same problem essentially. So what we do is outline the entire list and then go through the list, see if we can delete stuff or see if we can put some stuff together that is essentially the same problem, then prioritize it and then go into solving mode. So the solving mode itself is you are first going to identify the issue. So what is the issue, what is going wrong within the company that has triggered your idea on, okay, this is a problem right now. So it could be that, I don't know, you are doing lead generation, you're trying to get new opportunities, and the issue is okay, we don't have a pipeline at the moment, or we don't have any sales opportunities that we can capitalize on, and our sales guys are demotivated. That's again another issue that you can identify. Sales guys are complaining. I'm having stress around our new business opportunities, and I need to solve this. So that is the issue itself. So you have stress, your sales guys are complaining, they are demotivated, your pipeline is fully dried up, and what else? It could be that you, have no idea on how to solve this issue for now, and that you have no clarity on, okay, how are we going to get away from not being able to generate new business opportunities. Then you are going to discuss, and within discuss, you do some sparring and some brainstorming with everyone that is attending the meeting. So you just throw ideas around, bounce ideas of each other, and insert them into here. So just make a big list of, okay, how can we solve this problem and how can we get rid of it? So that could be that you come up with, okay, we need to, try a new method. We are going to let our salespeople do cold calling. We are going to attend a networking event. We are going to do whatever. And this is just for lead generation, but it could be for, internal problems as well. So this person is not performing, for example, identify the issue. He or she is not performing, and that causes our results to drop, or that caused X project to go over the deadline, and that cost us money. Those are the issues of the problem. Then you are going to discuss like, okay, we could fire them, we could hire someone else, we could replace them, we could train them, we could do a session with them on like, okay, if it's the first time, have a conversation on what went wrong, etc. Those are the things you can discuss, and that you have ideas on how to solve the problem that exists at the moment. Then at the end of, like, if you finish up your discuss phase of the problem, you are going to solve it. And this is putting together the action items. So who is responsible for solving this problem, and what are they going to do, and by when? So if it's, for example, for the employee performance part, you can do like, okay, John is going to have a conversation with James on next Thursday, for example, and you need to ensure that you do this. We do this on a Wednesday, and then it needs to be solved, or like the action point needs to be finished by next Wednesday, of course. So you say like, okay, John is going to have a does a performance audit and has a conversation with James on his performance over the last 3 months. Let's put it that way, and that's like how you are going to solve it. So for each problem within your business, you are going to outline it in this way. And this is what I mentioned. You will get better at actually, like, it could be that you insert solve things within identify the issue, or solve within discuss, or do discuss things within identify the issue. But what tends to happen is that if you've done this like 3 or 4 times, then this will get way easier, and you get really good at actually solving the problem. So breaking it down, like, okay, this is the problem that leads to this amount of issues, and actually get concrete action steps and actually solve the problem, instead of just talking about the problem and not solving it. I don't know if this like sounds familiar to you at the moment, but this is what happens in a lot of cases, that someone doesn't really, or companies don't solve the problem, they just talk about it, and it goes on and on and on. All right, so do this and it could be just like set your timer, and it could be that you don't finish the entire list within those 60 minutes, and that's totally fine because they are prioritized. So within those 60 minutes, you solve like the most important ones first. Then a conclusion, quickly go through final items, just round up the meeting and do like, and write down specific stuff, things that you, want to know, need to forget, need to communicate, or whatever. And if there's something that you need to tell to the team, formulate that in here. Sharing info, it could be that you need to update James on, hey James, we are going to have a conversation on next Thursday, for example. The action items, so you are taking all of the solve items and inserting them into here. What we usually do is divide them by each person instead of just putting together one big list. Then rating the meeting. So everyone on the meeting is going to rate it just 1 out of 10 and give a like brief overview. Okay, why do I think the meeting went well? Why do I think the meeting went shit? So this is the level 10 meeting that we implement, and we advise our clients to implement, and we help them with implementing this. It is, for us, it has been really useful. We've gotten good feedback from clients as well. And like, feel free to just, I'll make sure to insert this in the description of the video. Take away this template and actually try it, because you'll be surprised with how useful and how, the results that you'll get from this are great, instead of just trying to solve some problems during the week and having to waste a lot of time on putting out fires. So that's it for now. If you want any advice on this, go ahead, visit my LinkedIn profile, visit our website, book in a meeting. If you want advice on any other stuff that we do, feel free to hop on a call. Happy to do a deep dive into your growth goals and see if we can assist you in hitting them. For now, this is it, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Thank you.